Hi everyone, good morning to everyone. This is Bala Krishnudu, lecturer in computer science. In the previous session, we are completed the two storage classes. One is automatic storage class and second one is register storage classes. Today, I will discuss the remaining two storage classes. One is the static storage classes and external storage classes. So here static storage classes means in the previous session which keyword is required, what is the storage, what is the default value, what is the scope of variable, what is the life of the variable. So to represent the static storage classes we are using the keyword, it is a static is a keyword. Then after that, where it will be storing, it will be storing the RAM, that means memory. It will be stored in the memory. Then what is the default value? In the automatic storage classes and register storage classes, the default value is the garbage value, but here the default value is the 0. What about the scope and life? Here the scope is like between the functions calling, between the function calls, between the scope is the same function calling. The scope is means entire within the function till end of the program, till end of the program, till end of the program is only calling between the one function with the function till end of the program. So this is the scope of this life means entire the program, entire the program, enter the program. So this is about the static storage classes. In the same way, for external storage classes, this is also called global storage class. This is also called global storage classes. What is the keyword here? The keyword is a external. It is a global variable, whereas the automatic storage classes are the local variables. External storage classes are the global variables. The storage is also in the memory. There is storage in the memory, but what about the store default value? It is also in the 0. Then next, scope means is entire the program. It is the entire the program, entire the program. This is the scope and life, entire the program of the life. So this is the static storage classes and external storage classes. Both are the 0. Storage is the same, but keyword and scope and life are the both are the different. Keyword is here static and it is a external. Scope means it is only between the function with the function, but here entire the program block. So this is about the storage classes for the static and storage classes for the external. Now I will be explain what is the syntax and example for the static variable. So for representing same as it is in the automatic and storage classes, but here static is a storage classes. Then after that we are writing the d type, that means data type, and after that we are writing the var. The simple example, we will be taken the static. Here I will be taken int a semicolon. So here the variable is declaring like this one. This is the a, which is the static variable, but the default value is the 0. In the same way for the external or global variables, syntax is simply external data type var, that means variable. So a simple example, external int a. So here also a is the global variables, that means here a is the variable, that means external variable. The default value is also called is a 0. So by clearly understand what is the difference between the static and external variable, now I will be explain one simple program which is belongs to the static storage classes. So here I am taking the program void main. I will be taking the three functions, function. Same function I will be calling 3 times. Same function calling 3 times. In each function I will be taking the first one means I will be taking here auto. That means here automatic variable. In auto int I is equals to 1. Printf %d I. Then after that I plus plus. So first of all it will be taken I is equals to 1 when it is a automatic variable. So that means here I is a 1. So what is the means? The first function will be calling this one. Then I is equals to 1. then after that I is 1. That means in the term of automatic storage classes. So now I am explaining the automatic storage classes, then after that I will explain the static, how we clearly difference between the automatic and static. So here function, that means at the time of automatic storage classes the output is 1. Then once again the function will be calling. So then after that, what is the value? I means this means I plus plus, that means it will be replaced with the 2. That means I plus means 2. Next time the function will be calling the same function calling, but here int I is equals to 1. That means it once again the replace with entire process will be treated as a 1. I is equals to 1, then once again it will display the 1, then I plus plus, that means it is over 2. That means it is also display the 1, but I value is the 2. But third time we are calling the function the same process, auto int I is equals to 1. That means it is also replaced by once again I is equals to 1. The next one is 2. That means initialization will be allocated. How many times we will call, the number of times initialization will be occur. Here 3 times our function calling will be function calling, so that here initialization will be occur 3 times. So this is about the automatic. That means here also display automatic value is the 1. Then about if we will take instead of auto, if you am taking the static, then observe the function. I am taking it instead of auto, static int I is equals to 1. So now I will observe the 1. That means here I, that means starting value is the 1. Now we will call the function, means at the time of int I is equals to 1, then what is the value? I plus plus, that means printf %d, and that means it is a 1. When the static storage class first function, the output is the 1. That means here I is equals to 1, printf %d I means 1. Then after that I will be replaced with the 2. I will be replaced with the 2. Then next time this function will be calling the same function. But here please remember, at the time of static storage classes, initialization will be occurring only once. That means this statement does not executed when the second time function will be calling. That means what is the I value? 2. Automatically the 2 will be retained. That means here, so once again printf %d, what is the 2? That means it does not, once again this statement is not executed. It is executed only once. So that means here what is the I value? That means 2. Then after that 2 becomes 3 I plus plus. Once again this function will be calling the same process. That means it does not executed. It is initialization only 1 because of it is a static storage classes. That means I becomes 3. That means I value is the, this is the difference. This is the automatic storage class output. This is the static storage classes output. So by using this one, we can easily identify automatic storage classes can be initialized many number of times, whereas static storage classes initialized at only once. So this is the difference between the automatic and static storage classes. Now this is about the static storage classes. Now we are explaining about the example for the global variables. So now I will take in the global storage classes. This is also called external storage classes. Now I will be taken, this is the int a is equals to 10, int a is equals to 20, and int a is equals to 30. Here I am writing the printf. So please remember, it is the external storage classes. So that's why we are writing the here extern int a is equals to 10. Then after that void main. Then once again int a is equals to 20. Then after that this is the one block. This is the one block. In this block a is equals to 30. Then after that printf %d comma a. That means this variable here a is a variable. Here also variable a. This variable is also. This is programming scope. This is the program. This is the entire program it will be working. Here this block we are declaring the variable, we are assigning the variable, and after that we are displaying the variable. After completion of this block, the value of a is the expired. So that means here int a is equals to 30, printf %d comma a. That means our output is the a is the 30. After this one, the value of a is the expired. That means this variable is not equals to this variable. This variable is also not equals to this variable. This is local to this block. This is the scope. What we are discussing here, that is the scope, no? Scope and life. This is the scope of this block scope. This is a programming scope. This entire programming scope. This is a method scope, block scope, program scope. This is about the scope. This means this block is allocated to only this one. After completion of this block, the value of variable is expired. Then after come to another block. This means here printf percentage a. But please remember, here there is no declaration. There is no declaration in this block. In this situation, it will be taken above the block. That means it is programming block. This is the program block. That means here we are not declaring the variable. This variable, this is taken this one. Now it will be treated like this variable value. What is the value? A is equals to 20. Now this output is the just 20. That is the closing of the this block and entire closing the void main block. Then after that we can take one more function, that is the function. Now we are calling the function. Then if the cursor will be going to the outside of the program, outside of the main block, then it will be going to outside of the main block. That means void function. Then after the printf percentage a. So this is the outside of this block, outside of the main block. Then this variable will be taken this one. That means external variable. What is this one? A is equals to 10. That means the output for this one is the 10. That means this is the external global variables. So this is about the external storage classes. This is the inner block. This is the second inner block. If you don't mention any data type in this inner block, above the block, that means this one will be taken. After that, if you are using a function, this is outside of the main function. In this situation, our variable treated as a global variable. To access this variable a, we can use the keyword, that is the extern int a is equals to 10. This is the example for the external storage class and static storage classes. So this is the concept belongs to our storage classes. Thank you one and all.